We're gonna insulate this, and I'm just gonna use some old feed sacks. Okay, so I went ahead and put this same layer on the other side there. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put another bag along the bottom of each side. And then I'm going to fill them up with these bags here as insulation. In order to keep these things steady, because the animals will tend to come in here and rub and scratch, especially the pigs. I'm really putting this together for Taz and her babies now. And so this board along the top here will keep that secure. I stuffed some old feed sacks down there in the bottom. I'll probably put a few more in there. I'm just overlapping these sacks here. I'll zoom out a little bit. You can see where I've started there. I got the feed sacks covering the floor there, and so my next step is to make a lip along this bottom here so that I can put straw in and it won't come out. And so I'm going to use a 2x4, just an old 2x4 there, that I will measure and cut. And then a couple of these, I guess they're called L brackets. You can see I have my L bracket placed there. And there's my 2x4. Just sit back a bit, waiting to go in. There's my other L bracket. Clamp actually on there, so I could get the screws in since there was nothing to hold it in the back. I got the lip on with the brackets there, and got the sacks on the sides there just to help cover it. So now I'm about to go get the straw and put it in, and then we'll get Taz and her babies and bring them in. Okay, so we moved Taz's babies up here to the new area that we've been working on for them the last 2 or 3 days. I don't quite know what to make of it, but they're checking it out. I've got this smallish kind of covered barn area, and I've got a mama and some baby piglets, and then most of these goats that you see here pregnant, and some of them will be kidding very soon. And so what I need to do is I need to set up an area where the kids and the piglets can be safe without being harassed by the other species. So what I'm working out is how to basically partition off this area over here for the goats, and I've decided I'm going to primarily use pallets to achieve that. Today I'm installing basically a gate here that was a pallet. It was about a 5-foot by 7-foot pallet, and I just took a sawzall or a saber saw and just cut it right there on that side, and then just attached it to this little makeshift wall I have to keep the pigs and goats in. And then I also just put in just simple hinges. What I did was, you can see that there's a pallet there. I've connected these pallets, and so the goats are on this side over here. Say hello, girls. Hello. So what I wanted to show you is basically how I've been putting these together. So it's been pretty inexpensive and really easy. So you can see that hinge there is attached so that it anchors and steadies my pallets there. And then I'm not exactly sure what these brackets here are called, but as you can see, they work just great for holding them together. And so I use this kind here. And then I had to put a little bit of a board in there to adjust for the difference in width on that pallet. And then I used basically the same type of pallet that you saw earlier for the door. And then these again are the hinges. I'll come around here and show you the goat side. And nearly all these girls are pregnant. Hello, Aria. I didn't want to breed her until the fall, but she and the little buck had other ideas. I have the ramps, and basically all I did was I just put ramps on pallets, and then you can see on this corner here, I just used 3-inch screws and just went straight down into the pallet. Did that on that side too. Ramp to this board right there. Another thing I did to keep it steady before I added this, so because pigs really rub on things, and so I added this board right here. I just slid it in between because there's the two pallets join right here. So I slid that there so that it would be impossible for either the goats or the pigs to push it. This is what I've got, and so what I plan on doing is I want to be able to keep the kids in and the little piggies separate if they'd like. So I'm going to cover those slatted areas. Again, this is so the mothers and the babies feel comfortable and aren't worried about the other species. So I got this old panel, you can see here, this really old panel, and I just marked it to cut it in half, and then I'm going to place it on this here and one other side. A few days ago when I started this job, I ended up having to quit because I didn't have what I needed, which were basically some washers. Otherwise, these squares, the screws, just slip right out. You may wonder why I'm using this cloth, and I'll tell you, it's the same reason that drives my choice often. Is I come and I look around and I see what we have around here and figure out if there's any way I can use it. Whatever my projects happen to be. And I should have used this in the first place instead of putting those little feed sacks down at the bottom. But I didn't realize at the time that I was gonna need more. Today I'm putting the finishing touches on the pig house. So here's the tour of the completed dual pig and goat palace. I've constructed an area that that it works out just great, just for the pigs. And you'll notice that I put black garden cloth on the pallets, and then I went ahead and put 1/4-inch hardware cloth on there. And I did that to keep the because when I feed, the animals get very excited, and they like to have their feed, everybody else's feed, and so the cloth keeps the animals from seeing what's on the other side of the pallet, and then the hardware cloth just keeps it so that they don't tear it up. You guys have seen me put this together. You can see it's nice and cozy in there, and I went ahead and put just a little bit more wind barrier up along the top here. Up along the top. We haven't really had much of a winter, but it's supposed to get really cold here over the next few days. So this little piece right here, this piece right here is the magic thing. It's the part that keeps the pigs on this side and the goats on the other. And so the pigs, they don't care. They will just push right through there. No problem. No problem at all. The pig area from the opposite direction. Just the way out. So that's the tour of the pig side. Now we're coming to the goat side. And so I will pick up here where I was telling you that the secret to keeping the goats out is this area, it was that little sack. So you can see when the goats look in here, they just think, oh, that's blocked off. And as I mentioned before, the pigs do not care. They are not the least bit deterred. The pig equivalent to keeping the pigs out is this ramp. The pigs are not interested in climbing the ramp at all, and they're too big to fit through the slats in that pallet. Hello, goats. So we come in this area. I just put a little hook there, and then this little door here. So the reason I did that is so I can shut this door, and now I'll open it and show you why. Come in. And then this is the little goat area to keep the babies and mama in at night, to keep them from being harassed by the rest of the goats. And then you can see the little ones are there under the heat lamp, so they sleep there at night. And then this also, what I do is I just open that gate up like that, and it keeps the big goats out. They can't get in there, and then the babies come and go as they flee. This has worked out quite well. I literally had to kind of feel my way to get it, but I'm very pleased with how it turned out.